Hi, I'm Karna and welcome back to my garden. Let's start here in the front yard, and I've been working as fast as I possibly can to try to get my different beds cleaned up because we've had this beautiful warm weather. But you can see here, this is still pretty brown, covered with leaves, although there are tulips popping up. And if I get down there with my gloves on, I'll find lots of other stuff coming out of the ground. So now let's leave that and let's walk over to a different spot. This is a garden I have pretty much gotten cleaned up. And you can see a great difference here with many things starting to come out of the ground. Once I get them uncovered and then get some rain, I believe things grow inches in a day. Here we have a different garden bed that I was starting to clean before the rains came yesterday. This is a curly alum. And as the season goes along, it will completely fill in with a nice green little round circle here. Now you can see over here is the same thing, but I didn't get to it because of the rain. So you can see, you just snap these out very easily and then take the leaves off like so. And I'll sort of fluff the plants up a little bit as I go and get that all cleaned up. I guess you would say boulevard garden, and in this garden you can see a lot of little crocuses coming up and blooming. Some of them are already done. In here, this is all a creeping thyme, and I used to be so careful with everything and not touch it very much and just carefully pull everything out of the garden. Now, as you can see, this doesn't hurt these plants a bit, to be a little rougher to get them all cleaned out. And this thyme is starting to try and take over a bit, so I've been at least pulling it back from some of the plants here. You can see another bad thing happening in my garden. I'm getting dandelions. So I need to get out and get those dug out. Here are some of my wonderful evergreens that I really, really love. And down below are my favorite coral bells. Don't ask me to give you the exact name, but you would recognize them in a store. And they have a beautiful rusty color. They get larger every year. I do things that gardeners shouldn't do. I plant things too close together. So here you can see that this is growing and starting to encroach on the coral bells, but I'm just gonna leave that be. My backyard, and it gets neglected while I'm cleaning the front because the front is so sunny. This backyard is quite shady, so the plants can take a little longer before they're uncovered. This is a magnolia, and I think we may have looked at this the first time that you visited my garden. You can see now these flowers are just ready to burst open. A lot of bloodroot and wild ginger, and you can see the little flowers on the bloodroot. Once I get the leaves off the rest of it, this entire patch will be covered with those little white flowers. And as they come out, it'll be covered with wild bees. This is a little patch of pulmonaria, and hopefully it will spread and become one big flower. It was one big flower, but it got moved when I had the steps put in here. As it begins to mature, it will be covered with little blue flowers that literally look like there's a light shining through them. Now remember, get around and walk around your garden, especially if you have leaves or cover over your plants, because you won't know what's coming up. Just like I didn't know these hellebore were coming up until I pulled the leaves off right now. So enjoy, enjoy, enjoy.